The May moon shone bright upon the private boarding house of Mrs. Murphy. By reference to the almanac, a large amount of territory will be discovered upon which its rays also fell. Spring was in its heyday, with hay fever soon to follow. The parks were green with new leaves, and buyers for the western and southern trade. Flowers and summer resort again were blowing the air, and answers to Lawson were growing milder. Hand organs, fountains, and pianoccles were playing everywhere. The windows of Mrs. Murphy's boarding house were open. A group of boarders were seated on the high stoop upon round, flat mats like German pancakes. In one of the second-floor front windows, Mrs. McKeskey awaited her husband. Supper was cooling on the table. Its heat went into Mrs. McKeskey. At 9 Mr. McKeskey came. He carried his coat on his arm, and his pipe in his teeth, and he apologized for disturbing four boarders on the steps as he selected spots of stone, between them on which to set his size 9. When he opened the door, her wife was setting the table for dinner.
I heard on subtitles of kitchen. You made so much, and your noise is insulted my appetite. It would be better if you acted politely. Will you change your pig's face?
Pig's face is it? Why do you always flare me? Is if you are a handsome, intelligent man?
It makes me crazy.
On the sidewalk at the corner of the house, policeman Cleary was standing with one ear upturned, listening to the crash of household utensils.
Oh my God again, Mr. and Mrs. McCaskey. I wonder shall I go up and stop the now? I won't. Married folks they are. They will not last long.
Oh my God, I lost my children. Where is him?
I will help for searching his child.
David, do your best. We should help her. She is very upset.
What happened?
For God's sake, where is my little boy?
When did we see him lost?
Oh, it was yesterday, or maybe 4 hours ago. I don't know, but he was playing on the sidewalk only this morning. Mike is still lost, beautiful. Little trouble-making angel of a guessing.
The beat of a boy is loud. Why? No, that's bad enough.
We should give a hand to Mrs. Murphy to find her the prince.
Yes, we do. What would we do if lost our children?
Yeah.
But after then, little boy was found, just asleep under the bed in her room. What is the story about between rounds? Is a story written by O.Henry. The story is about the child who they think is missing. In the private boarding house, there is a married couple that lives in the second floor of the building. Mr. and Mrs. McKeskey started to be dramatic. She thinks that what if they also lose their child, and they will also feel what Mrs. Murphy feels. At the end of the day, the married couple settle their fight. There is this one policeman who are walking on the sidewalk and heard the crash of utensils and thought that it was the married couple fighting, and when he entered the house he realized that the mate of the missing child was the one who was shouting and crashing the utensils. After a while, Mr. and Mrs. McKeskey, the child sleeping under the bed in her room. Moral lesson in the story between rounds is even if someone is not your relative, you can still be able to help others.